Hello, my name is Ricardo Parejas, and today I'm going to be talking about nutrition and mental health and how important it is. So, a little bit of the abstract, unhealthy eating habits, obviously they increase the risk of depression and other, serious mental illnesses that impact the quality of our life. Um, Another important point, the rising obesity in the US is linked to more depression cases, which is leading to people, seeking nutritionists before they actually even get, mental health or psychologists. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation. Obviously, another thing that's, very important is things that will help to fix this is the nutritional campaigns, clear menu labeling, tax policies, media campaigns, other nutrition control programs. All of them are going to be super important for combating these bad eating habits and lifestyle. Um, there's obviously a lot of studies that show the nutritional interventions, that improve mental health, The problem Big problem. I think this chart is a perfect example. It shows us that, 12% of Americans consume plant food, which is, obviously healthy, 25% animal food, but 63%, much more than half of the US consumes processed food, which is, added fats, oils, sugar, everything that's still for your body. So that shows, and here, this chart is really the big problem. There's also, another another good quote here by Frances Bridges where she explains, how, you know, unhealthy diets and, high in trans fat, sugar, processed foods. She explains how, how important that is and how critical it is for increasing the risk in depression. Um, because, the brain is like a car, car needs its gasoline to operate. Um, we need our food, what we put in our body, we need it to operate, right? So um super important. It's super important. And putting bad things into our body is going to be worse for our gut and worse for our brain. So some solutions here, enhancing retail options, requiring clear menu labeling restaurants regarding calorie content, and here very important, employing tax policies to discourage the consumption of low nutrient foods and drinks. If people see um that there's being taxed on unhealthy foods, and they'll maybe stop buying it because they won't be able to afford it, which will eventually be really good for people because there'll be less consumption of these bad foods. So I think these two are 100% the most important solutions. Launching media campaigns and implementing serious nutrition control initiatives in all school cafeterias. Why is launching media campaigns so important? Nowadays, everything's online. Everything's on the internet. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's super important. And putting that, in big media campaigns will be very, very loud, and it will make a lot of noise. And then the other one, in school cafeterias, this is also super important. They start, with serious, um, good nutrition eating habits since they're little. It's easier for them to grow up and be healthier in that aspect and have better habits. So here's a video as an example.
Are scrambling to meet the new requirements that will change the makeup of school meals this fall. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is calling for less sodium and more fruits and vegetables. Less salt, more fruits and vegetables. Grain-based foods like breads and pastas will have to be rich in whole grains, and calorie, fat, and sodium limits will be placed on school vending machines. It's all part of an effort to fight.
So it's a perfect example here. Also, healthier options, vending machines, all of these things, very, very important.
It's scrambling.
Obviously, implementing these initiatives will show a few things. It will obviously show shift in the lifestyle choices of individuals. They'll see other people do it, then they'll want to do it, to make their life better. It encourage more people to practice these healthier habits. Um, and obviously, the rates of depression and mental health issues will decline. Here's a good implementation study by um, a very experienced epidemiologist, Felice Jacka. In her study, she had 67 teenagers Half of them were giving only nutritional counseling, half of them were only given um, one-on-one social support. After the 12 weeks, um, the study came out that actually the group that changed their diet felt way happier than the group that received additional companionship. So this study shows how important it is, um, our diet and our nutritional counseling for our brain. Even more important than psychological help. So I also did a study. My study was a survey that I conducted on 35 individuals. I just wanted to assess their opinions on the importance of nutrition in their daily life, not mine, their daily life. And it came out 29 out of 35 people said that they felt optimistic when eating healthy. 31 out of 35 believe that food is super important in determining their overall lifestyle. And 21 out of 35 said that it positively influenced their efficiency in work and academic settings. Their influence, they're optimistic, so they're happy, and they believe that food is important in their life. Very important. Here are also some quotes from professional nutritionists. Dr. Charles Major, anything that affects the gut will always affect the brain. Super important. Here a quote from Edward Stanley. Those who think they have no time for healthy eating will sooner or later have to find time for illness. Here he explains bad eating habits, illness will come. Hippocrates also has one, our food should be our medicine and our medicine should be our food. I really like that one. It emphasizes how important it is for our body. Finally, the call to action, the things that we want to get done. Um, Anticipating a decline in depression rates and mental health issues with continued implementation, very important, continued implementation has to make sure there's consistent implementation. We're going to be expecting a shift of individual lifestyle choices, obviously. Um, then this one, in my opinion, the most important, strict enforcement of educational campaigns in schools and other institutions. It's super important. Educational campaigns always help, always always bring people to give it another point of view and how important it is. Um, and obviously raising awareness about significance of food for mental health. That can also be tied to, media campaigns, all type of campaigns. Very, very, very important. So that's it for today. Thank you.